Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. WWE has started building toward the next big PLE, Money in the Bank 2025, which will have major implications, with men's and women's ladder bouts on the cards to crown the 2025 MITB winner. The May 19 edition of Monday Night Raw saw two women's Money in the Bank qualifier bouts. However, an injured superstar, Kairi Sane, who was sidelined for almost 168 days, returned on the red brand and competed in one of the qualifiers against Rhea Ripley and Zoe Stark. Despite it being her return bout and the massive support she was getting from the fans, the 36-year-old lost the match as Ripley pinned her to punch her ticket to the MITB ladder bout. However, fans were upset about Sane losing in her return bout and felt the creative team had fumbled her comeback. In this listicle, we look at 3 reasons why Triple H immediately buried Kairi Sane in her returning match on Raw. The triple threat qualifier bout between Zoe Stark, Rhea Ripley, and Kairi Sane was a back-and-forth affair. However, in between the bout, a scary incident took place where Stark mislanded a dropkick and landed awkwardly, injuring herself in the process. A recent follow-up report by the Wrestling Observer Radio has revealed that Zoe's injury prompted WWE to change the result, where Stark was originally set to take the pin. In her absence, the creatives had no choice but for Sane to take the pin in an alternate ending. Sane and the reigning WWE Women's World Champion, Io Sky, share significant history from their early career to them being faction partners. WWE could craft a perfect rivalry between the two. However, before that, one of them needs to turn heel as both superstars are currently massive baby faces. Sane taking a loss against Rhea Ripley could flip a switch inside her and may lay the foundation for her potential heel turn. Later, she might kick off a feud against Io Sky. The reigning WWE Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley and Io Sky have been engaged in a back-and-forth rivalry since before the 2025 Elimination Chamber. In a major upset, Sky altered the entire trajectory of WrestleMania 41 as she was crowned the new champion, beating Ripley on the episode of Raw after the Chamber PLE. Surprisingly, Io Sky replicated it again, as despite being the underdog, the Genius of the Sky retained her title, beating both her Mania opponents, Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. The final chapter of their saga needs to be written, which possibly serve as the reason why the Nightmare won over a returning Kairi Sane on Raw. Nayan can be found performing mixed martial arts and reading true crime in his free time. Nayan is a WWE news and features writer at Sportskeeda Wrestling. After completing his bachelor's degree in mass communication from Potter International, he began working as a YouTube scriptwriter. Nayan then transitioned to Pinkvilla as a combat sports writer. He gained valuable experience there before finally coming under the banner of Sportskeeda. Within 1.5 years, Nayan has written over 1,000 articles, interviewed MFN promotion owners, and conducted a Twitter campaign that gained over 50 retweets and more. He puts fact-checking and mindful journalism above everything by applying a 3-check method, where he tries to verify reports from reliable sources and cross-check whether other major publications have covered them. Looking back at his association with pro wrestling, Nayan recalls being hooked on the sport after watching Shawn Michaels vs. The Undertaker at WrestleMania 24. Since then, the product has been an inseparable part of his life. Apart from the Heartbreak Kid being Nayan's favorite wrestler for his confidence and charisma, he is also a fan of Brock Lesnar due to the Beast's work speaks louder than words attitude. WWE Raw exploded with anticipation when the returning 36-year-old star walked through the curtain to a thunderous ovation. Fans on social media dubbed it the comeback of the year, until the night took a hard left. What seemed like the start of a triumphant second act quickly spiraled into a brutal reality check. The star was squashed, humiliated, and left lying in the ring after a quick loss. The word echoed across the wrestling community with venom, and behind the scenes, all eyes turned to the cerebral force at the helm of creative. Triple H. Why did the man once known as The Game, now the creative architect of WWE's new era, seemingly bury a veteran with years left in the tank. Here are 3 creatively speculative reasons why Triple H pulled the trigger on a move that shocked the WWE Universe. Triple H was trained by the likes of Vince McMahon and mentored in the art of long-term storytelling. One of his greatest weapons? Subverting expectations. In this era of spoiler culture and online leaks, fans knew the return was coming. Speculation was rampant. He's going to feud with Gunther. He's a lot for a Money in the Bank run. He'll revive his main event status. In the age of Twitter threads and fantasy booking podcasts, surprises are rare. Triple H knew this and decided to burn the whole playbook. Instead of the safe return push model, he booked a shock burial. A returning star flattened in under 5 minutes. No theme song hype. No highlight reel comeback. Just brutal, cold reality. Think about it. The character arc begins at rock bottom. The redemption story can only hit if the fall is real. Triple H's creative vision often follows this pattern. Consider how he booked Johnny Gargano in NXT. Losses, betrayal, heartbreak, before triumph. Now imagine applying that slow burn, emotionally rich arc to a returning veteran trying to reclaim lost glory. 1 week later, the star is seen backstage, silent, shaken, questioning himself. The next week, he's wrestling on main event. Then he starts cutting summer promos, less flashy, more human. By SummerSlam, he's clawed his way into the crowd's heart. And when he finally gets his win back, it means everything. Triple H may have sacrificed short-term pop for a long-term masterpiece. Professional wrestling isn't just a sport or a show. It's a backstage chess game. Triple H, as both creative leader and talent liaison, often needs to make decisions based on politics, locker room dynamics, and backstage harmony. When a star returns after years away, or even after time in other promotions, they don't just walk back into the fold. There are questions. Triple H might have viewed the burial as a stress test, a trial by fire. He needed to see how the 36-year-old would respond to adversity. Some returning stars expect VIP treatment. Others earn their keep. Let's see how he handles this. Triple H may have reasoned. If the returning veteran threw a tantrum backstage or started blaming the creative team, that would speak volumes. But if he took it on the chin, got back to training, and came ready for more, that earns respect. Moreover, Triple H is big on building a cohesive locker room. If the returning talent had previously been difficult or had left on rocky terms, a burial sends a message. Nobody gets special treatment. This levels the playing field and reinforces trust among current superstars. So while it may have seemed like punishment, it could have been a strategic test of character. And the outcome? Still unwritten. WWE has a constant need to elevate new talent. As the older generation phases out, the new blood must rise. One of the most powerful tools in wrestling is to have a returning star, especially one with credibility, put over a younger, hungry talent in decisive fashion. In this case, Triple H might have viewed the returning 36-year-old as a means to build the future. Imagine this. The man who squashed the veteran wasn't a random heel. He was a hand-picked project. A talent Triple H sees as a future main eventer, a former NXT standout, a powerhouse, a killer. And now, thanks to the quick, high-impact win, this young talent just got instant credibility. The crowd hates him for it. The internet is furious. But from a booking perspective, it's genius. In one night, Triple H used similar psychology when he booked Braun Breaker to decimate opponents on NXT 2.0. He knows that sometimes the burial is the build. Someone's legacy fuels someone else's ascension. And again, let's not forget, WWE loves a redemption arc. That returning veteran? Now he's got a reason to fight. Now he has a rival. Now he has something to prove. WWE is often accused of burying talent. But under Triple H's creative regime, what looks like a burial may actually be a carefully planted seed. The returning 36-year-old star might have been humbled in the most brutal way. But that might be the key to his reinvention. This isn't 2011 WWE. This is Triple H's WWE. A place where storytelling trumps nostalgia, and characters grow through pain.